Hi there, staycationers. Welcome to my second project of the day. This one is going to be quick and easy for you, so I know that it's been a long day, so I'm happy to share this with you. It's a really neat way to be using designer paper for a project, and you can display both sides of your designer paper, either or, whichever way you would like to. So it is a fun fold that I did follow Terry Gaines for. So I will, in the tutorial, you will have all the dimensions and the sizes and what you need for that, but I'll just go over it with you as I go through the process of how to make the card. So I am going to turn the camera down and we will get started with making a card for you again. Here we are with the Happiness Abounds stamp set that comes as part of a bundle, and the paper is totally awesome. So I will show you that first, and you can see that I really had trouble figuring out which paper I was going to use. The paper comes with 11 different colors coordinating, and I have done this with them. Normally I do a sheet that shows the different sides of the designer paper, but this paper, let me tell you, it was hard to decide, so I decided that I would not cut it up to show the way I normally do, because it just wouldn't do it justice. So for my design, I have used all except this piece for my samples, but I'll show you that one. And then the rest of them, I will just kind of flip through them so you can see and envision as we go to make the card what you might have chose for your designer paper. So there are flowers, and then they're on the back side of all of them, there are a plainer design, more neutral for backgrounds. But look at this, how would you cut that into 2x2 squares to use on your sample sheet? It just wouldn't work. The bundle does come with a die set that cuts out a lot of these, and I just love all of the colors they've chosen. You've got blues, you've got yellows and pinks and reds, and the background, of course, to go with it. And then you have more of a flowery scene there. Well, I guess they're all flowery scenes, but you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So that's the paper. The die set and bundles, or die set and dies, die set and stamp set. Get it straight yet. I love the sayings and the open line flowers, to whether you stamp and color them or whether you just stamp them as backgrounds. There's lots of choices for that. I have gone through with the dies and done my normal cutout so I can see what they look like. This one is really neat. It's more for a background one. And then these are the flowers cut out from some of the designer paper. So you can see how they coordinate, and you could cut out lots and lots with very little time. And it is a photopolymer set, so easy to line things up and see. And I'm sure that you have in your stamp collection, you probably have lots of others like that you could use for making this card. So to begin with, I have this piece of paper. It is your 12 by 5 1/4. So it's the full length by 5 1/4. And I am going to score it at 4 8. So that's going to be my colorful piece. And I will decide later which side I want to use. And I don't, when I do score designer paper, I do not press very hard at all, because it's quite thin and I don't want to go right through it. So I've also got my card base, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, so it's your regular card base. I have another layer just to give it a bit of extra color, and that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Then I have another piece, the same as the card base, that is 3.5 by 2 1/4, along with a white that is 2 by 3 1/4, and that's going to be for my greeting on the inside. I have this narrow strip, well, it's a little bit wider than the 5 1/8, it's a 6-inch, that is going to be used for the envelope. So, like I said, this card is very quick and easy to put together. So, you will score it and fold it on those score lines, and always line it up. Even though you've scored it, don't just rely on them. And basically a W fold, if you want to call it that. And like I said, you can pick and choose which side you want to use. So what's going to happen with it is that on this, these two are going to go together. And then this is going to go on top and open like this. So that's going to be your, basically your card. So you'll have to decide if you want this side on the outside or do you want this on the outside. In my case, I really want the flowers on the outside. But before I put these two together, I am going to punch out of the center of this one with my Label Me Lovely punch a piece for my, to go behind my greeting. And that will never be seen again because it's going to be on there and my designer paper is going to go on top of it. So I can now apply my glue, and not too close to the edge because I don't want it squirting out all over the place. And just a narrow, narrow border. So therefore, with the liquid glue, I can still move it a little bit before it's down permanently on my... Now, I could do that, but to me that's... The flowers are kind of going this way up. I think I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to put adhesive here. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. And that will just hold that together. So there, take back what I said in the first place. You're not going to be able to see both sides because now this is going to have adhesive on it and it's going to go on the card base. And that's basically, then you just need to, basically it. You just need to attach your greeting and your stamp on your inside piece. So isn't that kind of neat? Look at all the colors you get to see. And this is going to be on the inside with a little bit of stamping and room for writing. This, along with a greeting that's punched out with this punch, is going to go on the outside. So, to do my stamping, I do like to use a foam mat, no matter what stamp I'm using. And I like to stamp before I put my pieces attached. So, for my inside piece, I have used this set, Celebrating You with all the words. And I'm going to, grateful to celebrate you every day. And just stamp that in my coordinating ink along the top. Now that will go on there, that will go in there. Then for my punched out greeting, I'm using Happy Mother's Day. And check that. I'm going to do it this way. Also in the coordinating ink. Just let that dry for a minute and close up my ink pad. And then that will get punched out like this. And I always use my punches upside down. So that's all the stamping that I'm going to do. So for here, I will just attach these two. You could use your tape runner for adhesive. I just have really gotten the habit of using the liquid glue so that I can just move that over a little bit if I need to. And the liquid glue holds very well. And here you could put it in the center, you can put it higher, wherever you want. I'm going to try for the center. And then my piece on the front, I am going to just attach this with my liquid glue. And that I am going to put up just a little bit higher. And then when I go to attach the actual greeting, I will use dimensionals. And that will pop it up just a little bit. And try and lay that so that it is centered. Then I do like to burnish my finished product from the back. So there is my card. Again, quick and easy. Great way to use designer paper. The envelope, I took the strip of designer paper because we like to always decorate our envelopes somewhat, and I'm going to add adhesive using my envelope as a kind of a measuring guide, and to try and not get glue that's going to be on my work surface. But it is about the same length. Doesn't look like it's going to be over any edge on there. So there is my matching envelope. So now, that being done, I would just like to share a few others, give you some more ideas for different cards. This is another Mother's Day one I made with different designer paper, same stamps, different colors, and my envelope is similar. I have another Mother's Day one done with paper that was sold predominantly more to be with Valentine's, but I thought it was very suitable for Mother's Day. Then I went into Father's Day, and this paper as well suits itself very well to Happy Father's Day. And last but definitely not least, I have one for Christmas. So you can use this design no matter what occasion you are celebrating. And I just obviously picked different stamps, coordinated the ink to the designer paper again, did not stamp inside because at Christmas you usually write a little bit more in your greetings, and put that for my Christmas one. So I think it's a great design for us to go and run with, make more cards. So please make one similar and share with all of us. We love seeing what you come up with, and a great way to use that beautiful designer paper that we all love so much and tend to keep in our cupboard instead of using it. So I just thought I would share that with you for this time. Take care now.